Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to go over the web development process. So essentially, once you get a new client, this is the steps that I do in order to deliver the project. So the 5 main steps are research, design, development, revisions, and launch. So let's start with step number 1, which is research. So this is really important as the research that you do with the client will help you set expectations on design in terms of client preferences and what they're looking to accomplish with the website. So what I recommend is asking my clients for at least 3 reference websites. So this will give you an idea of what they're looking for in the redesign or new website. So again, you don't want to exactly copy these reference websites to a T, but you want to take elements from these reference websites in order to create the mockup. And then as well as by using these reference websites, if you're using a theme, you can find themes online on ThemeForest that kind of resembles these reference websites. So it'll make it easier to build upon, as you'll just need to make customizations if the core skeleton template is already kind of achieved by the theme. So making sure that you communicate with the client and allow them to provide their ideas and your suggestions so that when you do the design, you'll have a much better idea on how to develop the mockup. So once the research phase is complete, what you want to do is move on to the design. So I use either Figma or Adobe Sketch in order to create the mockups. So in the design phase, you're just creating the mockups. So these are just static layouts. So you just want to start with either the desktop or mobile layouts, and then you can build upon those. So again, you want to start with like the home page, just so you have the core foundation with all the fonts and colors and sizing. And then you can move on to all the other pages, say like about or contact, or if it's an e-commerce website, then you have to do like the category pages and the product templates. So again, having a design before development is essential, as development does take up more time and resources. So having a signed off design will help make the process more efficient. So once the design has been signed off and you have the mockups available for desktop, tablet, and mobile, then you can get started with development. So in the development stage, what you want to work on is first setting up the front end. So turning the design into code, or building it with a page builder. And then after, once kind of the front end is done, then you can work on the back end. So that's setting up any kind of custom post types if you're using like WordPress, doing any products. So if you're doing, say, Shopify or WooCommerce, so setting up other products and categories. And then you got to do all the backend customization. So if you're using, say, Shopify, you got to do all your shipping and taxes and like payments. So all those, including all the apps you got to set up. So the backend does take a lot of the majority of the process. That's why having a good design, so that you're able to be more efficient with the front end, as it's already signed off on. So with finishing up the development, just making sure all the apps are working and any kind of integration. So if you're doing, say, like with MailChimp, you want to make sure those are working, as well as with the forms. So you want to make sure the forms are important, as they're kind of the main call to action on any website, is generating new leads or sales or kind of inquiries. So making sure that these forms are sending to the right email and that they're not arriving in spam. And then essentially, once you're done with the development phase, then you can move on to kind of the finishing touches. So that's revisions. So you want to go over with the client kind of any finishing touches. And then with revisions, you kind of want to limit it. So usually with a project, I'll do like 2 to 3 rounds of revisions. Because if you kind of make it off the fly again, like clients will just kind of give little nitpicks and then they won't really take it as serious. So you want to make sure you kind of set a good amount of rounds, say like 2 or 3, so that they can really take their time in looking over the website before launch. And as well as you want to be testing the website for browser capabilities and mobile and tablet. So again, you just want to kind of see if there's any pages or parts of the website that breaks on different breakpoints. This will conclude the revision stage. And then once this is ready, then the client can kind of test everything out and then make sure their marketing kind of strategy is in line, and then they can set up the launch. And then that kind of concludes the project in terms of the web development aspect. And then you can kind of start working on like the marketing and then testing out the website. So yeah, so when you launch, you want to make sure you're just there for the client to make sure that the website is working as expected, so there's no like downtime and all the apps are working as expected, and orders, say if you're an e-commerce store, that orders are coming in, and yeah, just the website is not breaking and all the page links are working. And then from there, you can help with the marketing if that's something you do. So helping with SEO and say paid advertising. And again, with the finishing touches, so I forgot to touch upon this, is just making sure all like the general SEO settings are set up. So like having a sitemap and then making sure all the meta descriptions are filled out and page titles. So that'll just help with getting indexed by Google, as well as setting up like your Google Analytics and Search Console. So that's just part of my agency's web development process. You just want to make sure those marketing essentials are already put in place for your client. So that's my process for building a website for clients. So again, it's important to have a process as you're able to communicate with your client with what to expect, as well as so they know what they need to deliver, as well as if you have a development team, they're able to step in when it's their turn to take over the project. And so making sure that you have your SOPs and processes in place is what will really take your agency to the next level. So I hope this video was helpful in learning more about the web development process. If you're looking for help with your agency business, or if you're a company looking for help with your website, then you can click the link in the description to book a Calendarly event with me. And please like, subscribe to stay up to date with my latest videos, and I hope to reach 1,000 subscribers on the channel before 2025. So if you can help with that, then that would be great. So happy holidays, guys, and hope for a lot more growth in the new year. Thanks.